Anyway, so welcome to Shadowrun episode 5. It is likely the Talkie Talk episode, but we'll see. So to recap, where we are today, the very quick backstory again, and we're gonna skip
again.
We have
again.
We have 4 Shadowrunners.
4?
We have Yumi, we have Darp, we have Jesus Christ.
Start.
The Night Sprinter.
Wow.
I started not in the order they are in my head. So I did
Because you wanted not to fuck up Yumi. Because you didn't want to fuck up Yumi.
And then I can't go in this order. It's like you're like A, B, C, but you're like, but do it from K.
For reference, everybody, we were just getting on John about forgetting Yumi's name in a different session, so this has all come full circle now. I see how it is.
So anyway, we have 4 Shadowrunners: Yumi, Nozzle, Night Sprinter, and Darp. They were hired by a mysterious Mr. H to, at the behest of a daughter of a individual called Michael, to find her uncle Joshua, who has gone missing while searching for Michael. That brought our runners to the Barrens, Redmond Barrens, and to Stoker's Coffee Motel. They went there, they did some stuff, participated in an event called Black Monday, saved everybody. Yay, bad Halloweeners. They then got some money and some karma and moved across through a Seattle checkpoint. The Seattle checkpoint was a little bit of a stressful situation, but didn't come into any open conflict thanks to a quick spell by Yumi. They then got to their new digs, which they have a little safe house apartment that they
2
are
fridges, though.
Damn right.
and only 1 bedroom.
A shower that never stops.
That is being funded in part by their previous Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson has also been kind enough to, for that fee, kind of loan out his driver, Roger, to the group to get around in the area unless he needs him. So he might call Roger away depending on the scenario. Right now, our folks followed a lead. Then once they got to Seattle, to the regional hospital, where they met a doctor who's largely unimportant at this point. So
Just don't remember her name. I get it.
she confirmed some of their suspicions as far as where and what their next move should be.
I hope I meet Cutter again. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
What was that?
I was hoping to meet up with Cutter again.
Oh, Cutter?
Yeah.
I wouldn't get too far ahead of ourselves. We didn't say where he lived.
Cutter.
So after speaking to Dr. Haversheen, they then went to visit Tabitha Shale, who had an apartment down in Pulliot. And they kind of walked in on a snatch and grab / interrogation in progress. Through some quick hacking, a little bit of spell invisible samurai, and some quick shooting.
Oh, yeah, it was a blender.
They managed to disarm / murder, mostly the secondary one.
Yes.
The guards that were kind of manhandling Tabitha. And Tabitha has kind of given at least the most important details of Joshua's whereabouts, that there is a office complex that Renraku runs kind of on the Seattle-Puyallup border, that she suspects he's there, last known, that, and the Renraku guard kind of confirmed this as well, so we can kind of treat it as fact at this point. Joshua had given up Tabitha's location because otherwise they were threatening to go after his niece, Michael's daughter. What was that all about?
We're hooking them in. We're hooking them in.
They're over there fucking around.
We're getting to the catch.
We've been pantomiming
That's what we've been waiting for. That's what we've been fishing for the whole time.
That's not where I've seen that before.
Well, you do it on the weekend, with your significant other.
It was very confusing.
Flashback to 8th grade all over again.
So anywho, we now know Joshua's whereabouts at the Renraku building. We don't know his status, if he's still alive or if he's been offed, but our individuals have kind of a major clue as far as where his actual location recently was. After saving Tabitha, she's like, look, Michael or Josh sold her out. She's out of here. So our group kind of had their last, or at least for now, run in with Tabitha Shale, which is sad because she was very nice looking.
She really was.
And so now our group had just left Tabitha's house. They had seen the poor guard or Renraku agent trying to talk to his mom, walking around the dead end cul-de-sac where the hotel was, and drove with Raj away towards the safe house to discuss what their next move is. The only other kind of important detail that might be worth remembering is just that there is we'll call him mysterious, but not necessarily. There's a Mr. Johnson that we have not met yet, who is Caleb Brightmore, who works out of Matchsticks in downtown Seattle.
Josh's fixer.
Totally remember all of that part.
That's why I bring it up. Who Tabitha has said they weren't so sure about. Don't trust. Well, she said she didn't have a good feeling.
Smelt weird.
Didn't trust them. Yep. So we don't have any confirmation.
Smell weird.
Doesn't have confirmation on too much that way and involvement, but at least a cautionary.
His story just doesn't wash.
I have a above the table question to ask, but I want to make sure that we get this.
What?
Go ahead.
I think Josh and I are about to say the same thing. The last known location of Michael and Stark, who was Michael's friend that he took to the hospital or whatever, was Council Island. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Right.
And
correct. Yes.
They know they knew somebody Stonefeather.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I had as well.
Stonefeather. Yeah, I just
You and
forgot
her.
his first name.
Right there.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah.
I also have one more question. What was Project
Sure.
Fong again?
Oh,
Is Cisco
yeah,
showing
Oh
up?
yeah. Oh yeah.
So
I had
we
that written down
also-
too. I didn't put anything else with it.
I have
You don't
at
know
least
you
with
don't know
Project
any, you don't know anything about it. You know that the Renraku agent had mentioned that
that's right.
Michael and Joshua were somehow connected to Project Thon, Thon,
And someone named
and Alicia.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you do not know any more about those topics.
We find out Alicia is the twin sister of.
Michelle?
Joshua.
Rocky.
We're expanding this family tree so much. John gave us one NPC we were searching for, and by the end of this campaign, we're gonna have 22
Yeah,
people on this apple tree here.
Well, I mean, a good detective noir doesn't have just one lead, right? We've got to go down some dead ends and some circle backs and some mysterious reoccurrences of a previous character.
And primordial ooze.
That's a magic card. You can have as many of those in your deck as you want.
So our essential, like, we have two things, right? We have Caleb Brightmore, and then we have Council Island, right? Those are our two loose ends, right? Our leads. Do we have a
Well,
We know where Josh is being held, right?
Roger is still your driver for the foreseen future.
Okay.
And currently, we were leaving with Roger to your home base. So that is where, at least to start our discussions, I am going to bring us. So give me 1 second to bring us all back to
Bring it on back.
wherever it
Surprised
went.
you haven't made the interior of the car AC,
Seattle.
you know, that you make
Look,
us
man,
the eighth
I
of
had
the
a
mind.
moment with Baggio earlier where I was running around trying to do stuff because I wasn't happy with what I had prepared. Because what happens is I have an internal of a lot of stuff, and the maps are so nice that then I don't have a parking lot, an approach towards it, a rooftop angle. I don't have all this other stuff, and then so I'm running around looking for crap to try and make it more like a movie. Where it's like, no, we can just describe the roof. Like, it's not that important if nothing's going to happen up there. It's fine.
I mean, it helps him get in character, though. You know, I'm just trying to help
I
my
understand,
friend at
but
the
also
table.
it was making me very grumpy. So thank you for poking at my insecurities. I appreciate that. All right.
Don't worry, we'll do it again.
That's what we're here for.
There's one thing I promise: we'll hit it where it hurts. That's what we aim for.
With
And
Clorox.
We are back at home base.
With the shower still running. God, that water bill. Dude.
It's weird that the shower still runs, but the
great.
game is paused.
So Roger is he's gonna say, look guys, it's like it's getting to like late lunch, dinner time, somewhere in the middle there. I'm gonna pop out for a bite to eat, but you guys need me, you guys give me a call, all right?
Sounds good, Raj.
Darb come with you for food?
I mean, if you want to come with?
Darb, stay home.
It's kind of weird to ask a guy to go to dinner with him and then, stay here. It's kind of.
Do you want to go to dinner? I'm just kidding. I was hoping you'd say no.
Can I come? Yeah, sure. No, I'm good.
I'm good.
You want me to bring everything?
Darb wanted 44 burrito.
I'm sorry, what?
Burrito?
Soy or cockroach?
Beef.
I'm sorry. Do you have a place in mind where I can go to get a beef burrito at this time of hour?
Darb isn't from here, so Darb can't really tell you where you could get 44 beef burrito. But that's the name of it.
I'll bring you the soy. All right. And he takes off.
Well,
he's not going to buy you real beef. You can probably get it in Seattle here, but not on his salary.
no good chicken place.
Was it previously haunted by a phantom chicken?
It was previously haunted. But I took care of it.
Sorry, inside joke chat. That was our run-up Shadowrun practice of magic, where we went to the soy fried chicken. No, it was K. What was the K though? It was shit. I don't remember. It was funny at the time. Carrying along. So, it's amongst yourselves right now. You guys can discuss what you would like. Right, you have a couple of different options you can do. If you need things, right, it might be worth a call to maybe connect with someone to acquire things. If you need more information about a place, right, you have a decker on hand who might be able to do some preliminary work. If you're looking for more boots on the ground, right, theoretically there's nothing saying you can't drive to the office and scope out the digs for a little while. So I don't want to push you one way or another, but it's kind of your time to take the moment and say, what next with the information we have?
I asked this earlier, but I wanted to know, did we get in? We know that Josh is at a safe house being tortured. We know that.
You have the location.
We do have
yes
the location.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Right.
She has told you where it is. It's on 545 Lorraine Street.
Was that 545?
Google Maps.
In Seattle.
Lorraine. Is that with 2 R's or one? Because that's the 2
2
R's on the
R's.
west side.
2 R's, no I's.
Nope.
No eyes.
No I's.
2 N's,
Figure it out.
too?
Oh, it's with,
No.
it's with the Y.
1 N and with
Lorraine.
a silent D.
Silence. Oh, that's obvious.
It's in the middle, for what it's worth.
Zip code?
7.
That's a 17314.
I'm pretty sure that is New York or around there.
Not
Seattle's that way.
after the fall of society.
Oh, we got you.
Oh, right. Fall Society. Forgot about that. Yep.
I'm posting my spelling in chat just so everybody can see.
Okay.
For the
thank
people
you.
who are following along,
There you
we've got the street name there.
Oh,
Why can't I see it?
nope.
Do we have shared chat? We should have
in,
shared
uh,
chat.
Twitch
it's
chat,
shared
Twitch
I
chat.
thought you were putting it in Foundry chat. I got you.
You
Oh, no,
I thought there
sorry.
was a silent Z, but it's fine.
I thought you
he
said
so
silent
you don't
C.
even
My
see
bad.
it.
My bad, everybody. Hold on.
No.
Let me fix that.
Are you trying to spell acne? You just threw a Y in there for the love of it at this point?
Well, because he said no eyes, but how are you going to make the ain sound? You know,
I don't know. Ask my son.
That's what the Z's for.
that's what the gotcha.
That's all what I
Honestly,
was thinking.
I could see that being pronounced Lorraine.
Glad we worked our way through potential fabricated phonetics.
It's
All right.
really important to cover, everybody. All right, on to the next.
This is where Josh is getting tortured. Got it. Okay.
That is where Josh, to the
This is
best
actually
of our
how
knowledge,
they're torturing him. Is this specific phonetic spelling?
Spell Lorraine, and we will let you go.
to the best of our knowledge, he is actively being tortured or was recently.
All right. So as long as we're doing, the spelling bee, am I able to matrix my way over there somewhere to look at any kind of cameras or?
Sure. Are you looking
Matrix connected
for
close
street
feed?
access, or are you looking? So, this particular office is a standard Renraku kind of office. So it offers this
Oh, it is Renraku office.
normal
Okay, great.
experience that a Renraku office would offer, in
Uh-huh.
that it is its own host at that location. And so, from a matrix level, right, it requires a certain level of access and exploration. But there is streets around it where if you'd like to access the street cameras or nearby buildings, that's fully within your capabilities.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize that it was at a Renraku location for some reason.
Yep.
That makes it more complicated.
It's legitimately kind of an office building that they use, and the individual had said that it's used for other purposes as well, but primarily it's actually a customer-facing office of Renraku.
That does complicate things.
Yep.
Well, do we have anybody that we know that could get us more information about this place? Kind of asking the party at this point. Like, what do we know where he's at? We know like, whereabouts and all that kind of stuff, but like, what do we do with this information? We can't just bust down a door and just kill a whole building worth of people.
I mean, fucking, he could try.
I was gonna say
He
some
might.
of us can't, but
Some of us know better.
I am one of those who cannot. Yes.
Darp saw a fly in the room. What were you talking about, Darp?
Don't worry about it.
Just, we're good.
My
We're
kid
good.
stepped in the room, so I
Um,
totally
Yeah, you're good.
got taken out for a second. Sorry.
To get conversation starting type of thing is, I would say, think of this like a heist to some degree,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
You're going to
definitely.
need time of day. You're going to need how you're going in, your access, right. Those are all things that are important to potentially think about. How long it's going to take you, right? Stuff like that.
I know this is gonna come as a surprise to everyone, but I think we should go at night, and maybe we should go fast.
What time is it right now?
So I was thinking
Is-
like three-ish, four-ish.
PM?
Yes.
Okay. So then ideally we would be able to hit this tonight because we don't want him to be suffering any more than he needs to. All right.
He was alive enough to give up somebody else, so there's good hope that he may still be.
Yeah, but once they find out that the somebody else that he was giving up ain't been got, then he's going to be in a fucking world of hurt. You know what I mean?
I agree. We definitely want to get there sooner rather than later to make sure he's alive to give us any other information. However, it might be in our best interest to make sure that we prepare as best as possible, because Renraku is nothing to take lightly.
Yeah,
We
it's
don't
not
wanna
super
be
convenient
red
that
rocked.
he's at an actual Renraku location. I wish that he was at like a fucking halfway house or some shit.
KFC would be nice.
I haven't had KFC in forever. All right. Yeah,
If we were to go, shouldn't we go right now? During the day?
yeah, they'll never see us coming
Yeah,
during the
it
day.
Depends. I mean, I guess it kind of depends how do we want to approach it, Like, are we lying our way in? Are we breaking in through the roof? And I, like, point at Night Sprinter. I'm like, are we tricking our way in? Like,
All right, well, let's fucking
we're,
start
and
here.
I think we need to, yeah, do your thing.
Yeah, I'm going to get some schematics. I'm going to
Yeah,
see
yeah,
if I can
exactly.
get a layout of the building.
I was just
Okay.
going to say that.
Matrix
Are
search.
you thinking more general purpose,
Yeah.
or are you looking for specific like actual personnel movements and things like that.
I wasn't thinking personal
just
movements
looking for
as
a
yet. I'm literally
blueprint,
like there is a door on the second
I-
floor, and we
sure.
can use that one. Yeah, yeah.
Give me just a matrix search and
Matrix search.
Pull
Oh
up.
shit! Wait, fuck. Which one of these is matrix search? I've
Looking
got.
up
That was
building
a
history.
range of emotions.
Shut
right
up.
there.
Do I not have search in my? Oh no.
Make sure you. Oh shit! Hold on.
Make sure you have incognito mode on while you're doing that.
Yes. Thanks, buddy.
Can Darb help? Can Darb hold something?
Well, I'm trying to find. Tank, watchdog.
it's on 2.
You know, I haven't spent too much time in the Matrix.
It's not matrix
heard from,
perception. It's matrix search, right? Do I just
Oh,
not
alright.
have this shit? Oh, is it on hold? Maybe it's here.
1 second.
Oh, I found it! I found it! I
But
found it!
Okay, it's on 241.
I heard that it's a really good place to know kung fu. So
Oh. Oh.
It's an extended search or extended whatever roll. It's fine. Now I have 3.
There you
Okay,
go.
1 second. Figure out what
That's a
this,
tough start.
how this works. 1 second. I gotta figure out what the impact of this is. 1 moment.
It's an extended test. It just takes me longer.
I know, but that will impact what time and how much time has passed, right? Like,
A couple of seconds. It's matrix speed. It's very fast.
I'm just gonna check this real quick here. First of all, test-
Press this button. You get the old AOL, like the AOL.
You've got mail.
God. Oh man,
Okay,
that's a lifetime
we
ago.
needed-
Jesus
okay,
Christ.
it's not that bad.
That's
So you
that's
hit
what I
3
said.
and
You
it's
didn't
roughly-
listen.
It's roughly you lost roughly 30 minutes, so you're fine.
30 minutes?
30 minutes.
Okay. Well, while he's clickety clacking away, I can. I'm getting bored over here. No.
Do you need me
I-
to do another one, or is 3
How
good enough?
No, 3's fine.
Okay.
3's fine. So what I'm going to do here, and which I was not prepared for and should have been, is give me 2 seconds while I duplicate the maps without any enemies on them, just the base maps. I think
Ooh.
that's a good enough way to show floor plans without any of the locations.
Sure.
I should have thought of that ahead of time. So one
That's
moment.
okay. That's okay.
you guys ever played Connect 4 before? Or?
I'm going as fast as I can, you son of a bitch.
There's
You know,
How
I've
do you feel
been,
about Twister?
I've been trying to teach Darb Connect 4. We usually only get to like 3, but
Okay.
and I kind of just tell him that he wins. So
There is no token in this scene which gives me visibility.
No, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Sorry.
Okay, no, just make sure, just making sure you know. Making sure you knew what was going on.
Configure and lighting and no token vision. Okay. So.
I just imagine like the first time you play it with me, you're just like, no, Darb, that's not how it goes. And then like that 6th time, you're like, yep,
you're like,
yep, you win.
Good
Pay
job.
attention to
All
this.
right, I actually brought life, but every time I play, for some reason, my wife and kids die. I don't know what that is about. I didn't even know they had those cards.
Okay,
I
so
didn't even know that was in the game.
basically from the outside, right, it's just a nondescript building on a block with a U-shaped parking lot out front. Through the front doors, there's an atrium level, which basically has 2 stairwells that go up, and then it's kind of just office buildings, and then off to the right-hand side.
Are you
Essentially,
showing us
it's on. Oh yeah, you can't see,
Nope.
Yep, nope.
mother trucker.
Oh, unless you're only showing DK, then that's fine. But I
Nope,
saw a little
nope.
cursor doing this, and I got ADHD.
Oh, for whatever
kicked
reason, it
in,
didn't
and-
save the token vision. Can you see now?
Look
Yep.
how pretty!
Yeah.
Are those aquariums?
Oh!
So this is the opening atrium, and it's almost like a.
It's like the front door.
So
then
it's got a rectangular main office building, and then kind of almost like that bank front to it, just an offshoot that's a smaller square. This is that square, so the rest of the office is below this if you're looking at it, and it's almost like a rectangle that's horizontal below it.
Wait,
So
that's
this is
down,
the
right?
main atrium. From schematics wise, it looks pretty standard that there are office buildings. There's nothing that stands out as potentially anything
I'm taking notes.
that a basic schematic would give you. Is there anything you'd like to ask or look into in this location?
Do we have any outside access, ingress, like windows, vents?
Sure. So from the main, there are windows that are all sealed. From the looks of it, they're just full pane windows. The main entrance is the front, and then there is a security entrance in the back that looks like it's reinforced a little bit more.
What do you mean by reinforced? As in, like, physically, it's just like a heavier door, or like?
So from what you're seeing on a schematic, it basically looks like it is there's more wiring that goes to that area. There's thicker walls to some component, and there's essentially an elevator that is in that area that doesn't seem to be accessible from most of the other parts of the office. And then the other one that you can see schematics for
Oh, I was writing.
Oh my god, it's so beautiful.
is
Whoa.
the
Was that server
larger
room?
chunk. So basically, the stairs lead up through. How do I ping? Essentially, this area over here.
Okay.
Oh,
The first
yeah.
floor is all just standard office stuff. It kind of mirrors it in overall layout. But these are stairs up to this floor. There's a stairwell over here that seems to connect to that area I was talking about that had an elevator that goes into this spot. And other than that, this is kind of what you get for a general glance. If you have questions, I'm happy to see what else I can provide you.
Very open collaboratory environment
I
they
will
have there.
say that you see very thick walls on this. They don't seem to be like standard office material. Like that's poured concrete.
Okay.
Okay.
And
So
what about the
listen.
roof? What about the roof, John?
Sure.
And these are all windows down here.
What was that? Sorry.
These are all windows down here.
Or
Those are all
aquariums.
full pane windows. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, never mind. I really like the
And
idea
then
of having
on the
aquariums.
roof, there is essentially a roof access that goes to this back kind of hallway. So basically, there's an elevator kind of right here, and a stairwell that goes up. So the elevator almost goes to like a center section that then goes to stairs to the left. Does that make sense? So like elevator here,
Yeah.
stairs to the forward and left, or you take it out and right and you head into the office.
Above table for a second. If this was a real thing here, oh, let me make sure I don't draw something. If this was a real thing in my office, I probably would work in office. The little trifecta of, you know, you got your little pod of friends. It's
What if
better
you
than a
hate 'em, though?
cubicle. You know, you're not wrong. I'd kill him.
So is this is this building? Wait, what's this room over here? Can we tell what this is?
You can't see any of the stuff that's inside of it, and I will not confirm what any of that visually might be. You will
Yep.
see that there is a lot of data and electrical equipment wiring that is
Sure, yeah.
cordoned off for that area. Because again, think of this like
And
a blueprint, and you can see where they are planning standard like paneling for cubicle walls, and you're seeing right again like a poured concrete sort of situation, and you're seeing where they might have reinforced and put a material that's more like a steel for this area as opposed to what would normally be in an office area. But the specifics of what you're seeing may not match up to what you're
2
seeing
stories.
right now, or there may be more. 2 stories. The first story is more of a standard just
Welcome,
office
everyone.
cubicle environment,
Okay.
and less this sort of the more open floor plan type of thing. It's basically just open concept with rows and rows and rows of people.
Is there a nearby building with lower-ish security that would have a camera facing the roof?
I would say that yes, there's definitely a 2-story building that has a camera that's basically at the same level of this roof, slightly higher, pointing towards the street. You can make out enough of the roof for basic information. What are you
Okay.
looking for?
I'm just lay it over the roof if there is anything stationed out there in terms of either fucking automated turret or actual personnel.
No, the roof for the most part pretty nondescript. It's not like this is a turreted up anti-air super secure facility from the outside.
Okay.
From the outside, it's an office building.
Okay.
The roof access is the same stairs that are on the left here. But again, there does seem to be some level of security on that stairwell that is more than the front door foyer type of access that people would normally walk in to do business.
Are you is your character displaying this to us?
Yeah, I can.
Or
Yeah.
is it,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if it's like your information.
I've got projector equipment that I could use to have us be able to plan.
Quick question. In that area,
Sure.
what is the level of like urbanness? Is it sort of like on the lower end where the area is
Nope.
like
So
lesser?
it is. You're just starting to get into the city proper, right? It's kind of the edge of Puyallup and Seattle, so in a little bit toe in the Seattle side. So it's a reasonable part of the metro city. And again, people walk around and do business here all the time, so it's not like
Okay.
this is a back road. This is going to be very, very urban.
Okay. Good to know.
And we're not very far from this, then, are we?
Nope. It'll take you an hour, not even, probably like half an hour to get here.
Okay.
From your home.
Well, if you guys are doing this little searching thing, I could.
Yeah, I was
bop
gonna ask
on over
if you wanna see about maybe doing your thing, see what you can see over there.
Yeah, I won't do anything too risky, but I guess you
So-
could if you could watch the cameras, see if there's any kind of reaction.
I'm not in the
out
cameras
front.
right now. What we're looking at right now is a static view of just a schematic. I ain't got access to cameras yet. It's Renraku, so like it gets a little fucking dicey. And I
Doing
wouldn't want
cameras?
to, getting into their business at all. It's going to get a little
Yeah,
dicey.
above-
I'm not
above
saying that I
table,
can't do it.
like-
I'm just saying that it's going to get
Sure.
there's
Okay.
more inherent risk, especially doing it from our fucking digs here.
Sure.
All right, so
You know what? If you're not
table,
very good at it, just tell me. It's fine. I'm not good at a lot of things.
All right. I didn't say I can't do it. I'm just saying there's risk involved.
I understand.
Above table, just a mechanic sort of thing, right? To explain, because most of you probably didn't read through the Matrix section particularly page by page, but like
every
this
word.
this is going to have potential ice countermeasures to hunt down someone who's trying to access it. There's going to be risk
Or like
involved
an
with
active
every-
spider that's like guarding it.
Right. There's going to be risk involved. There could be a corporate security. There could, if you meddle around too much, there's a whole organization called God that is watching from on high from Seattle or from space orbiting stations. Like that's legitimately a thing. There's a whole control of the Matrix that's being operated externally, that the more waves you make, the more they could be pulled onto your trail. So absolutely, you have an expert decker who's capable of doing things, but keep in mind that how often you poke and what you're poking could potentially have consequences into the level of security and that sort of impact to what you're trying to do.
Yeah, but we had the one bad roll of the night. We got it out of the way, so we're good. We're on fine, nothing can go
Right.
wrong. in any
Just
shape or
whiffed on a
form.
7. Yeah.
But just to explain, like previously you were in the Barrens, and for the most part I was doing very basic checks, and there wasn't a whole lot of risk reward for trying to actively access and get information and do decking. Like we are in Seattle. There's definitely consequences for open violence. There are consequences for poking around and being too loud and that sort of thing. Not to say you can't smash and grab. It happens all the time. The police got to, they have jobs, but you figure it.
So, Good thing our NordVPN is running, so they will never find us.
Yeah.
NordVPN,
Not a
not
sponsor, but could be.
sponsor.
But could be. Absolutely.
So once we're done, kind of if Nas is done,
Well,
poking
no. So here's what
around,
I'm
I might-
thinking. What I want you to check on specifically, if you can, we got roof access with the stairs over here, and I point to the stairs over there, and then also on the first floor, there's this security door looking like. So when I see a security door like that, it means that the door itself is harder to get into, right? But here's the also the other thing with it is that it means less personnel. So I'm wondering if that might be an entrance for us.
So
I can
Darb should
check
go
it
in
out.
there?
That's not. I mean, fucking hold on.
Darb gets a smash.
I can go check it out. I'll kind of I just like sit down on the couch and I kind of lean back and
Yeah.
I'll astral project.
Be careful, buddy.
Yeah, I'll try.
What time? So over the course of this, I would say we were roughly 4:30. So are you going right now?
Yeah, I mean I can be there in a matter of seconds. Astral
Okay, yeah, I'm just
projecting.
trying to. There are potential consequences
Workers.
depending on
Overtime
time of
workers.
day, right? So
Right,
I just
yeah.
want to know: are you going right now during the afternoon, like late afternoon?
Yeah, and so my thought is I'm
Okay.
gonna get into the area, and I'm not just gonna like show up in front of the building. I'm gonna get to the area. I'm gonna scope, kind of do like a little thing, and if I get any whiff of like, okay,
Sure.
it's really hot right now, I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna maybe
Sure.
do this when we're a little bit closer or something.
So you exit your body. Your spirit makes its way over to Lorraine Street, and it kind of checks out the roof. I assume first, correct, from afar. Like
Yeah, I
across the
think
street,
I
or-
would go. I would go from afar. I would try to. I wouldn't be like flying around super high because I'm not trying to like stick out. But yeah, I would check it out from like across the street or down the road or something. Kind of get a
Okay.
vibe before I get a little bit closer.
So
in my
as you
astral
approach
form.
the location, the first thing you notice different than Redmond is that there are other astrally projecting individuals and even spirits and creatures that are going about their busy day. Not tons, right? To be awakened is still a rarity, but right, there are different businesses that are utilizing couriers, watchers, things like that. So your presence kind of just on the streets of Seattle is not super noticeable. So there's
Sure,
really
and
not.
I will say too, because I have my first level of whatever the fuck it is called. I can't think of it right now. Where I get out of
Faithful?
focus. It is I'm trying to my first level of initiation, and so
Okay.
along with that, I took the meta magic feature of being able to change my astral signature.
Okay.
So there's like a so yeah, so like they can't necessarily tell that it's me. They'd have to make like an additional check in order to tell that it is me specifically. But I am
Understood.
essentially disguising my astral signature to be a different person.
Sure. So they can't follow you back to your place of origin.
Right.
But no one takes notice of you, right? Like you're just
Cool.
kind of chilling in the area. From what you can tell from the outside of the building, is that there is nothing that appears to be magically inclined on any of the entrance points. And you don't really see much, at least at this time period, of awakened individuals who are either dual natured or there that you can see doing anything. So, from an
Okay.
astral kind of projection standpoint, this place seems kind of unremarkable.
Okay.
And from a, again, city perspective, there is activity, but nothing on this building in particular.
Okay. I'm gonna jump around to like the back side of the building because I think
Sure.
Nas was saying that there's like that more well secured door towards the back side of the building. If I'm
And
remembering that correct.
so you're looking at kind of the thicker entrance point from the back, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Just
And
to see if I can discern anything about it.
Yep, and you can't make out any of the like writing or anything really well because again in
Mhm.
astral space,
Yeah.
if it doesn't have like a strong anything, like there's not a whole lot to read, but what you see confirms that this appears to be like a security door and that there appear to be people stationed outside of it, at
Okay.
least currently. And
Okay.
that the there's definitely a feeling of pain associated with this door, right?
Mm.
But not anything that would give off a feeling of like specific individual or something. Just that this
Yeah.
this door has seen some shit.
And
Got the
is
rock
is
front
it
gate. Got it.
is it just accessible by like a back alley, or is there like a fenced off area behind the building? That is there
Yep.
like
So basically, there is an alleyway that goes to this corner, and then
okay,
these two. It's sorry, it's not an alleyway. There's an alleyway accessible, and then it's almost like a fenced back area,
yeah,
almost like a loading dock area.
yeah,
So
that's
there's
what I was
a
picturing.
you can get a vehicle there to back up to these doors to theoretically unload
Mm,
something without too much visibility from the nearby buildings.
okay. And I guess last thing I'll check before I dip out here, what's it look like trying to get onto the roof of this building? Because I know somebody that may be inclined to do so. Is it just going to be him grappling up? Can he jump from a different building? Like, is there a
The
ladder
buildings
on
are
the side of the
close.
building?
The buildings are close enough that they're knowing your friend that assisted, they may be able to get there. There's nothing close enough to jump to it. It is a two-story building that kind of has a couple across the street, but otherwise a similar height or a little bit lower that aren't touching it. It kind of has its own little courtyard around it, along with this backspace that's separated by that back kind of entry street. And there is a fire escape, but it is up higher than your standard human would be able to access it. So, right, if people were on the second story and it were burning, you'd be able to
Mm,
maybe kick it down, but it's above normal human jumping height.
okay. I don't think there's anything else I want to do, and I don't really want to go inside because that is scary.
Collar.
But from the people that are guarding the back, they're not awakened or anything. They're just some
No,
dudes
not at
with
all.
are they armed? They have guns.
Yeah, they're armed.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I think this is all I got. All right, I'm gonna zoom back.
Sure.
I tell them everything. I tell them what I saw. I tell them the area. Like, there's a back loading dock. There's people guarding it. There's not much in terms of an awakened presence. The security at this time seemed kind of mediocre at best, but the back loading dock, there's some armed guys back there. So whatever they're moving, I don't know. Secret entrance, kind of worried about that entrance more so. Not sure if there's more
When you
security at
say
the front door from a.
there's a presence in the back, do you mean like does it feel like a regular guard, or is it more like they're preparing to move somebody?
Did they look like the guys that we fought at the hotel? Or the last
They
place?
were like above your blue shirted fake
Okay.
badge security guard, but they're not anything like, again, right, to name drop, they're not like
It's not the
the
18.
level of yeah.
Yeah.
No. This is
Kind of like the guys we
security
just
forces that are
fought.
correct.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so you went in your form and you
Yep.
went in with your Nas computer thing. Did anyone see the person we're looking for? Do we even have the
Well,
right building?
This is the building that we know of.
This is our next lead, as
Do
best as
we
we
want to
got.
make sure that? Well, we got to make sure the guy's in there, right? So maybe. Do you want me to go in? I'll go in and be like, "Hi, I'm looking for a random person by the name of Michael."
Yeah, it seems like we're not going to be able to go in
Joshua.
there and ask questions about somebody that they have kept as a prisoner. I feel like that's probably not the best move.
Mm-mm-mm.
John, can I see the first
Keep in
one?
mind, the normal operation of Renraku is data technology and right kind of being a information broker. Not to say they don't get their hands dirty, but right, they are for the most part an infotech company. So their standard front of a building would be, again, office related stuff.
Yeah. So like, where I'm from, they have offices like this where it just looks like, and every day I'm a fucking nerd on my computer, da 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 da. But then there's the basement, and there's things that happen in the basement. And I just want to make sure that we know all the areas of this building, and there's not a basement.
Well, there was the weird walled building, like the thicker ones that
which
we
is
saw in
on
the
the second
schematics.
floor for
Right.
note. There isn't a
Yeah.
basement to this building.
Okay,
All
so
right.
the reverse basement. Got it. Okay.
Reverse basement. There's roof like we could get to the roof. Night Sprinter could get to the roof for sure.
I can do that.
Can you get all
The rest
four
of us might
to
have
the
to
roof?
try to. That might be tough. I don't have anything that can help us get up there.
Oh, you would have also noticed that there are a plethora of cameras around the roof access and the back that you'd be able to see stationary from a astral projection. Sorry, I should have mentioned. But like
do
the
either of
area
you know-
is at least heavily technologically sound, like it's corporate security.
Do either of you know what this building is used for the Renraku? Like, are they just, I don't know,
Tech
like
bros?
houses?
It's fucking
just tech
Renraku,
bros,
so
or-
officially it could be them doing electric toothbrushes. I don't know.
Well, that's what. Maybe I go in as applying for a job.
Well, we'll table that one. Good idea,
Respectfully.
though. Good idea.
I'm very
The thing
for
is,
one second, but I
the thing
can't
is-
hear you.
I said the thing is, I don't think there's a way that we can trick our way in there. As much as I would love to,
I agree.
we're gonna have to sneak our way in. They're not gonna trust us. They're not gonna. They don't. We can't ask about who we're looking for because that's immediate red flag.
Okay, so that door's
At this
closed.
point, I think our only options are either to go in quiet and try to get as much time to get him out before we blow the alarm and need to get out of there. Or we go in hard and fast and try to save as much time as possible.
Yeah. I mean, I think one thing that I would be more comfortable going in and kind of scouting it out in astral projection if you guys were closer to me.
Yeah.
I don't mind going in and doing that and trying to get a better lay once we're a little bit closer. But when we're halfway across town, me going in there and getting caught, I'm just dead.
Oh, so you don't mean like me getting closer to you while you're?
I mean, you guys,
Crazy
yes, like
And you
yeah,
hold
like
hands while I astrally project. I will feel more supported.
But that's something that we can do when we get closer to get a better lay of the land, even just to make sure that he's there. I also feel that this place might have higher security at night. Like maybe during the day we could get in more inconspicuous, but there's just gonna be more people, more civilians. But it seems like it could be something they have kind of locked up pretty
What if
tight.
we pull the
at night.
fire alarm? We pull the fire alarm during the day. People leave and we go in as firefighters.
It's firefighters.
It's a great plan.
I don't think it's a horrible plan.
Listen.
I'm fine with pulling the fire alarm, but okay, go ahead.
I still think that with what we want to do, our method of ingress should be the fucking roof into these stairs right here. Because if we're looking at the entire schematic of the whole fucking building, we've got these reinforced areas right over here on the second floor. There's maybe this section. Is this actually a cafe section, John, or is this just a room?
From the blueprints, look, I'm not gonna freaking mock up a fake map to bullshit you. Yes,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a cafe.
Okay,
They
good.
have water lines that run there for the sink.
Great, yeah. Well, so looking like where else the fuck are they gonna be able to hold them? They could hold them in this weird trapezoid
Yeah.
bullshit. But
Yeah, I mean,
Or about cafe.
well,
yeah. I mean, another thing to think about too is once we get in there, It's probably gonna get loud. Let's be real. Like, look at Darb. He's a big guy. We need to get away. We need to have our way out. Jump out of windows. It's fine.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
guess,
say
for
we
some
got a way
people,
out.
but-
There's fucking 6 of them right here.
Yeah. It's only the second floor. It can't hurt that much, right?
Dark
might
pretty
have to
high.
go
In the
follow
past,
them.
I've
So
also
then it's how do we all get to the roof? Then Knightsburg can get to the roof.
Yeah.
How the rest of us get? How the rest
would
of us get
say-
to the roof?
I would say that if we want to maybe stage a distraction in some other part of the city and then go in as hard and fast as possible, the way we get to the roof is the stairs. And if they're busy in some other part of town, the authorities might take longer to get to us. And then, if that's going to be the case, we have maybe a little bit more time to get what we need to grab and then be on our way out.
I got an idea.
I would say that your understanding of Shadowrun in Seattle, they have a big enough police force where it would have to be like significant to impact their response time in any
What was that?
significant way.
That's strange.
Oh,
I feel like
I don't
something's
know.
activated.
You know
What
what?
was
That's
that?
a good point. I
What
was
was that?
doing it. I just wasn't doing it. Hold please 1 second. Let's see if it'll work today.
I feel like I've got a tingling sensation happening in the back of my helmet.
I love that.
Can we? This is a stupid idea. Can we bring a ladder? Do we have access to an extendable ladder? In this world of magic
Of technology.
and advanced
Yeah.
technology, I'm asking for a ladder. Even if only to get to
There's
the
windows on one side. There's windows on one side. We just break one of them. Don't hear you. It's not working.
God. Yes, my
We'll
son.
look at this. We're gonna we're gonna look at this at another time. We're gonna look at this. Get this figured out.
Now
Are you talking to your own subconscious?
I meant to. It
You
before
and
I-
me will get this figured out.
Damn it.
It's all right. It's all right.
Night Sprinter.
Yes. Yes, voice in my head.
I think that you're onto something that. Well, actually, you're not onto something. Let me rewind that.
Okay, yeah. No, I was very hopeful
Slow
and now I'm a little disappointed now, but
I
okay.
got a little flustered with the moving of settings and having to move my microphone back and forth.
That's okay. That's okay.
It would have to be a pretty significant, like 5-alarm, very big fire impacting many civilians to pull any sort of police contingency that would affect the response time to a corporate break-in.
Yes, of
It would be
course. Why did I-
unreasonable to assume that there is only one response team that
Why
goes
did I
to
think
one
that a
location.
futuristic police force in a pretty postmodern world would not be capable of going to 2 emergency situations happening in a larger metropolitan area? That was a little silly of me. Not gonna lie.
I'm glad you had this moment of self-reflection.
Yes, I've definitely maybe gotten out of touch. So things have been real tough since the wife passed. You know. Now that everybody knows that lore. All right. Anyway, I rescind my previous statement. I think it's probably best for us to be as quiet as possible if we're gonna be quiet.
No. Night Sprinter, you're perfect. Yeah, we set this building on fire, and then right before we set this building on fire, we then pull the lever on that building for fire so that people get out. But there's no fire in that building. We'll set this one on fire, set it ablaze. Everyone will come here, but we'll be there, and then we'll break in and we'll get them. This is a great plan.
I know what we need to do. Set it on fire.
I
That's
mean,
what you were thinking, right,
know.
Night Sprinter?
I wish I could say otherwise, but it was a little bit along those lines. Not necessarily that far off, but we probably could afford a bit more of a subtle approach. Maybe.
So you say we start the fire slow here,
Mm,
then we get there.
I don't think we need a
gentlemen,
fire,
if anybody else can, yeah, step in on this.
How worried are we about Renraku being able to respond? Never mind local police forces. I'm more worried about like Renraku proper being able to fucking come in and ruin my day.
Darb's experiences, they're pretty slow. They're not very fast.
Well, if it's a concern,
So what do you mean by ruin your day? Like in your make believe Matrix world or in your actual IRL?
listen, fucking glow boy,
Make-
don't give me this make believe Matrix world bullshit. Jesus Christ. No. By ruin my day, I mean put holes where I don't currently have holes.
Are you talking about in your mouth?
Yeah, dog, I'm talking about my fucking mouth.
Potentially.
When does Raj get back with the food?
I think we'll just get to give him a little bit. You know, you're not wrong. That's why I think. I mean, I don't know. I think a decent plan is you show up there.
Well, I mean, my
I'll try to
idea was
zip in
maybe if there's a nearby Renako facility, or not even necessarily nearby, if we can, I could try to afford some kind of distraction so that we can get at least a little bit more time.
Wait.
The problem is that I'm
What if we
splitting
go-
my resources. What?
As
think-
Renraku to fix the servers. You go in, you do your like computer nerd thing. We go in as your bodyguards of fixing the Renraku servers. It's a tech bro thing. You're a tech bro, and we protect you. And we dress up as Renraku people. We should have sold those outfits from the. Fuck. Can we go back to the other building?
Yeah, I think one of them fit you actually.
I will say that
I-
I do feel that since we have invisibility on the table, that's not necessarily the worst concept
Fuck,
to use.
I fucking forgot about that. Uh,
I did want to bring that up for if we were gonna go covert. We have a guy who knows invisibility, and I can get in on the roof. So
Well, then hold the fuck on. So how does your magical make believe world of invisibility work?
My real world of invisibility.
I love that we've created a whole new like tech bro versus magic bro lore.
Classic
there it
geeks
is.
versus nerds. Am I right?
Yo.
It really is.
What do you do? Break into your totems?
Essentially, I mean, I can cast it as many times as we may need. The more times cast, okay, I can cast it. I have to be able to maintain the spell, and the more spells that I cast, the harder it is for me to maintain them. So the first two are probably fine. The third one is where I start to potentially. I could slip up a little bit. I could get a little bit of mental strain going on.
well,
but it's possible.
realistically, we only need
We only
two.
need 3.
No,
Well,
we
only
only
three,
need
right?
2 because if you guys are on the outside keeping eyes and relaying information to me, I can maybe go invisibly through the roof, make sure we have clear access to get to the bottom level, let Darb in, and then we go upstairs together because there's staircases that go upstairs. We don't need to wait for an elevator or anything. Then once we're up there, I'll have already gotten the scope of where we need to go. So if at any point in that journey we get stopped, I mean, we're both invisible murder machines. And then that can cut down almost anything that's in our way. We find where we need to go. We get there, we bust the door down, we grab them. You guys are ready with the escape route, and we jettison that popsicle stand.
I mean, that's not a terrible idea.
They have popsicles there?
Okay, hold on. Before we get too far. Stop,
We're gonna need to be frosty, that's for sure. Sorry.
No food references. No food references.
Right, you gotta get home.
So I can get you guys invisible. If something comes up, Nas, you could potentially distract them, their communications, whatever you got to do. Reroute if they.
I mean, there's all kinds of
response
shit that I
comes
can
in.
do. I mean, like, we can get through that door without having to be let in from the inside necessarily, but like, fucking, maybe it'd work. I don't know. It just depends on how many goddamn men we're gonna have on the other side of that loading dock.
Easiest way to gather that intel is through. Sorry, I don't have my accent on. One second.
I think we can. I think what Nightsprinter is saying is we can try to avoid that loading dock, and you have Night Sprinter going through the roof and let Darb in through the front fucking door.
That's what
Oh.
I was thinking.
Okay.
Just as Red
Then
Rock.
they can go
It'll be
back
less
up to the
conspicuous.
second. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I could scrub the cameras. I mean, that's maybe a plan, honestly.
And if you only have
And,
to
I mean,
scrub a front door opening and closing, you know.
Well, there's going to be all sorts of other
Yeah.
cameras that are going to have to take care of. But yeah, man, the only
We
problem,
can-
like,
we can
it's
be-
your risk, right? Like, you're going to be pretty exposed. I know you're going to be invisible or whatever, and I don't know exactly how the fucking invisibility bullshit works. But you know, if you go
Well,
into
you
that
saw
second
back
floor
there.
and suddenly there's a dozen dudes, that's a bad day.
Yeah. The issue then is to, if shit hits the fan, Nas and I are on the outside, and now we have to try to get to you guys. That's the one downside. Is as soon as something goes wrong, and you guys need us, which you may not. You may just do the fucking murder
Yeah,
everybody.
I mean, if there's a door, I can get through it.
Do what you mean you told Darb in the past that invisible Darb is not always invisible to the naked eye, right? Like Darb isn't right. invisible.
Somebody who's smarter could potentially be able to ascertain that you are there.
Well, those are
Yes.
all tech bros. They're pretty smart guys, right?
Potentially.
How well does it work against machines that are automated?
The
You know?
machines don't even know you're there.
Okay.
It's physical as improved invisibility. So you're not even on cameras. You're completely invisible.
I can pick things up invisible. Set them down.
Yes, but the thing, if you pick something up, that thing will not be invisible.
So
Hey, I also would be curious to know that if we're going to be invisible in the first place, and there's a way to, you know, move us into the general area, is that invisibility ever necessarily going to be turned off?
No,
So
as long as I'm thinking about it, it's all up here,
and I was
baby.
just double checking the rules, so sorry if I zoned out for a little bit. There is there's like an unwritten distance rule to it
range, yeah.
of like 100
Oh.
meters times your magic ability.
which
But,
we
like,
should be
that's
fine.
super far.
So like
the
half a mile, got
for
it.
the purposes of this, it's
Yeah, 600
unnecessary.
meters.
As long as you have seen the person to cast it on and you are maintaining it, it is maintained.
Damn.
So it's not like it's like greater invisibility for D&D, right? Even if I were
Yeah.
to attack or we were to attack,
Yeah,
we
it won't
stay
go away.
invisible. Oh, okay.
What I would say
Here's-
though is that potentially there may be modifiers reducing, right?
Yeah, like if you get a bunch of
their
blood on you, that
ability
blood's
to-
blood's not going to be.
Here's
like
what
their
here's
ability to see you might change.
Here's
Yeah.
what I have to say. As far as like if things get bad, right? And as far as if things start to get a little hairy, I do have explosives.
We do. We could just go loud, blow open the side of the wall, and
At
just
the
get
moment things go sideways, I have explosives, and that's a invisible blender standing next to me. I really do think that with the element of surprise, if we can feel that things are not going our way, we're gonna be able to take down a fair bit of the problem, should that problem arise. The real issue, and we'll still be able to stay invisible, and I can't believe that this is real, by the way, that you don't drop the invisibility when you're in combat, but if we stay invisible the entire time, we don't even have to worry about them knowing it was us. So
You don't. Darb's. Darb's gonna have a lot of blood on him. So Darb
yeah, but
is-
that's
they're gonna be
blood
able to-
covering something invisible. I mean, unless they know you by your silhouette, you should still be okay.
Eh,
So the only thing I will say, just because again we're all new to Shadowrun, is that invisibility does not work particularly good against any awakened. Right? They can basically just see you, and that for magical critters as well, that could also be a potential issue. It does have its weakness that any awakens can basically see spells, and invisibility is not so great at sneaking past the awakened.
which knowing my
Which, if I
DM,
remember,
nothing to worry about.
Chance just was near the building and didn't necessarily sense anything else with magical.
Run Rocker's not
properties.
super.
So
Yeah, known
And I
for
can
other
always
things.
They're
give
more
it
tech-based.
before you guys send it in there too. I can always give it a once over too, once again, just to see.
Sure. So all right.
Any
So
magic boys.
the other final question that I got for us then, which honestly starting to feel pretty comfortable with this plan. How the fuck are we gonna get Joshua out? Like we got a
That
really good
is-
plan to get in,
We have a really good plan to get in.
and I'm for it.
That is the reason I feel that it would be best that we actually did have the both of you on the outside with the getaway. Because if we have the two muscle and bullet heads at the front, and we're on the scene and we grab Joshua, you guys can be ready with the quick get out, and then we just got to get to you and go.
So, I mean, I know you got your zip line stuff. Can you set that up
It
so
is
that
pretty awesome. Yeah.
No, but wait, could you set that up so that someone else can use it? Like if we got Joshua then to the roof and then fucking have him zip across?
They could attempt to use it. Whether or not they succeed is up to their capabilities.
Can you bring a rope? Do ropes exist? And just have him just have Dark hold it and just
Yes,
have him repel.
That's totally. All I'm saying is, with as much success as any other person might have, trying to monkey it along on a rope without prior expertise, that will succeed.
You know, I
And
think
you do know that
Joshua
was a Shadowrunner, so
yeah, that's what I was saying. Like he seems like he's capable in some facets
he's not
of.
a complete chud. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have a rope.
I just know that a lot of us have had zero capability on certain abilities to do things, and I didn't want us caught with our pants down, so to speak. But I wouldn't think it was a bad potential solution. Just that way, we just got to get through the window and go down.
I mean, we could also just have like, you know, multiple egress exfil ideas just to begin with, just in case, right? If one doesn't work, if that one's more convenient, go to the roof.
Right.
If that one's more
So the
convenient, go to the back door.
Plan A, Plan B.
Explosives could also, you know, hey, you get them, blow the wall out,
Yeah,
and then
fucking
That's right.
Plan C.
you're flying
One of the
out.
thinner ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if we once again hold a fire alarm, and then you steal a fire truck and bring it there?
The-
and then
we're-
we escape
we're-
through the,
We're dropping
we're
the
not-
fire
we're not doing the
trucks.
fire?
No,
We can call that Plan F.
He puts his
on the
fire.
scale.
He puts his firefighter hat back in his backpack. He's like, "We're not doing this one." Okay.
If we get to Plan F is F for fire. All right. If we get to F, that's F for fire. That's when we start doing the fire. But before then, I think that we should also have a contingency plan. Speaking of contingency, not just for escape, but what if he's not alive when we get there? What are we trying to walk away with?
That's actually
so
a pretty good
my
question.
plan is, I mean, I think what I was planning to do is when we get there, I'm gonna go astral form again, and I'm gonna try to go through the building quickly, at least to that one location where we think where he's at, or one of those two spots, and see if he's potentially there. There's nothing to going in unless we have a confirmation, even a hunch that he's potentially probably in here.
I mean, even if he's
Go in
gone,
there and
we're
there's
still gonna
I mean, I
want to
can
know
I
what
can
the
Is that-
situation is.
I can access
That's true.
cameras
Going
before
in-
we actually go in to confirm.
Also a good point.
But I'm gonna want to do that when we're physically closer because it's gonna be easier.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I know we've all got different motivations for this, but I'm pretty sure that our benefactor, Mr. H, is offering us rewards if we can figure out the situation as a whole. So as much information we can gather off of George, off of Josh, whether he's alive or not, what are we going to be grabbing when we find him? Are we grabbing his items if we can hunt him down? Are we trying to get information off of any of the equipment that's in there that might have info on what had happened to him? There's a lot of things that maybe could be useful to us, but we won't have, with this plan, the tech guy on the scene to help us make those choices is the only thing.
Also,
I mean, he'll
how
be
far
in
is
our
Yumi
eyes and
gonna
ears,
be-
but
how far
What's
is
that?
Yumi going to be from Darb?
We'll be close. Close enough.
Darb runs pretty fast, but Darb doesn't run super fast.
That's
Like,
okay. I can
super
sprint.
long fast.
Right.
Darb's like Dave Walker, you know.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, so the plan: we get there, we scope it out via cameras or astral projection. We send in the Night Sprinter and Darb in invisibility. Oh, we try to confirm where Joshua is and his
Yeah, as
current
best we
state.
can.
Send in Night Sprinter and Darb in invisibility. They will quote do their thing, and then we
Question
leave.
of clarification from the
Profit.
GM. How are you getting in again? What is the intended access point?
I think the plan was, I believe, Night Sprinter put him in invisible. He goes to the roof,
Okay.
accesses the door that way. I'm assuming if it's locked, this is Nas territory here. Unlock the door. Get him in. He's gonna go to the front where he will then let in Darb, who is also invisible. They will then go up to the second
front?
floor.
What front? I want to make sure I'm following. What front? Where's the front for this?
The main door in the atrium, right? Is that what we were thinking?
Bring us back to the other map, and I'll show you.
I absolutely can.
I have no.
Did Night Sprinter freeze, by the way?
Good.
Yes, I was waiting for the right moment to ruin everything really quick.
Oh,
Just
no!
pausing.
Oh.
And I
Sure.
fixed it.
Yay!
Yeah, so I think we're saying this is the front right here.
And then he's
Yeah,
gonna come in.
okay.
Like these are stairs here, right? And then for the side.
And you are
And then sure.
unlocking the front doors?
Well, finding a way to
Not when you ask like
open-
that.
open the front door.
I'm just curious. Keep in mind we are
Open
in
the
the
front
year
door in a way.
2070, and there's not necessarily physical locks, right?
Open
For the
the
most
part.
front door in a
Territory, baby.
They
way.
are either electronic or like biometric, or there's normally something to it more than just pick a lock and break in,
All right,
especially
so-
to a corporate building. So I'm
so I
just,
suppose
I'm
the
asking
question would be
specifics to
is-
some of the plans.
The question would be, is that going to be a thing that exists for leaving? I can see upon entrance, but for leaving a building, there's often not as much security that I am
So these
that I am aware
are
of.
the standard kind of front doors. This place is meant to look like a good place of business. They are primarily glass, but they are reinforced, at least from a basic perspective, that they look stronger than average.
Do they
but
have
here
a
haven't
handle?
physically gotten
Are
there,
they
but
like?
I'm going to just tell you ahead of time, because otherwise we're just going to
Mhm.
spend a whole lot of time redoing this once we get there. But I think that one could, with enough strength, bust them, the glass planes out of them, right, with a weapon. But to physically unlock / open the door would require special tools or access.
Oh, so you're saying the doors are going to be locked at night? The front door is going to be locked at the time that we arrive because
I
there's not
don't know what
immediate
time you're going,
access.
right? This is something to consider. Day versus night
Hmm.
is that the place is a place of business, and there is foot traffic, and there may be legitimate business transactions happening. There may be deliveries. There may be, right, services and goods passing through the front doors during the day. At night, that ain't fucking happening, right? So
Mm.
depending on how you want to access and enter this place, that's part of your choice. I'm not going to push you one way or the other. I think that there are 2 or 3 ways to go about it, and the time of the approach will impact your decisions.
We're getting closer and closer to Plan F.
All right. I like the potential fun factor of, like, if it's a daytime thing and people are going in and out, we're, invisible, and I am waiting we actually then can skip the roof thing entirely and just walk in at the same time as somebody else, in theory, right? And then all it's going to look like is the door was open a little longer than usual, and then we've slipped in at that point. So we go up the stairs, make our way, look for what area we're trying to find said individual that we're looking for, and then get in there, probably at that point by any means necessary. That might not be as subtle once we've gotten to the second floor. I don't really see a scenario where we are able to, unless it's just me that's doing the sneaking and the acrobatics checks and stuff like that to try to get Ocean's 11 my way through that office building. Yeah.
A sneaky creature?
Yeah,
But he's invisible.
I was gonna say if we do, we actually that's another point is we can do a full attempt at total sneaking at least until I get hands on Josh, and then we're gonna have to bust our way out. But
Yeah.
I can get theoretically almost all the way in there, and then we can deal with that situation as the exit happens. And for that, we don't even need to fight anybody. All I need to do is find a way to get us out of there and get into a getaway vehicle and go. And that could be as simple as it is. So 2 approaches, one with more murder potentially, and then the other with more of a fine wire we're walking on.
I don't know. Also, I'm still inclined for that back entrance rather than going through the front door, but I get you. Hey,
it's hard to kill those guards without. Hold on, sorry.
Hold.
It's a bit difficult to consider getting those guards without raising suspicion. Is my only concern about the back door.
How many times per play session do I get to do my voice?
Multiple times. Yeah, actually, it's my edge.
Right?
It's based on my edge, which is up to 7.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So as many times as you want.
As many times as you think of it.
Nightsburner, as you're thinking about it,
Well,
outside security may change depending on the time of day. They might not pay people to stand around outside at night staring at a back parking lot. However, it may be more secure from a locked up perspective as well. So keep that in mind.
I just had an idea.
I love that you put the extra effort into that. I feel like I'm a club member. So good.
The panning in.
But no, seriously, I just realized they probably will have changed. I just relay everything that John just said.
Honestly,
I want to be clear that there may be a change in the security and where you've seen them currently versus then, and as well as capability from a night, depending on day, right? During the day, they're not running necessarily people in and out of here on wheelchairs bleeding from every orifice, right? Like, so there's going to be a different clientele and a different potential interaction.
Which means that it might actually be. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, I would say this: if it is kind of dependent and like we don't necessarily know the situation, why don't we just go now?
I was going to say the exact same thing.
Have Nas just check it out for cameras. Be like, okay, can I get to the back door easier? Can I get to the front door easier? Whichever one works, and then we'll just we have like 2 ways essentially right now. We have 2 plans.
Yeah.
Back doorway, which is probably more loud, but it could be if it's easier to get into, it's easier to get into.
And we'll have everybody
the
there.
Front door, and we'll have everybody there if it's back door. Or if it's front door, then it's front door invisible assassin mission, and then potentially blow it open.
Invisibility, by the way.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
It's on.
It's so OP. It's ridiculous.
Crazy. Yeah. Well, but I mean, like just like John said, like
physical hearing and senses as well, correct?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like if they're awakened.
It affects smell, hearing, and all that as well, correct?
It's on 291 on the SR5.
Okay. Let me
You are.
Yeah,
If that's true, that's absurd. If that is true, that it also affects sight, smell, and sound as well, that's so crazy.
Darb, take a shower.
very
That
strong.
water's running.
It's just visual senses. This makes the subject more difficult to detect by normal visual senses.
Gotcha.
Okay,
Darb,
so
take a shower.
The subject is completely the subject is completely tangible and detectable by other senses: hearing, smell, touch, and even taste.
Okay,
Someone might lick you.
so-
Don't get too close.
The
I'm on
only
the
thing I wanted
donuts.
to mention, right, is if a door is guarded, it opening on its own is
Yeah.
not right. Like you're not necessarily so sneaky that the guard's gonna be like, it's a box, like in fucking Metal Gear Solid, right?
Well,
Like,
no.
It
the
must have been the
only
wind.
some
The
bullshit
only
is
way
up
I saw
if
that
they
happening is if we go in
feel
as
right
someone else
the
is.
rush of
That-
wind as a giant
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
troll wanders
Yeah.
past
Yeah.
their
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
station. The door
Listen.
opens magically, gets pulled up. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just want to right. I just want to set a
Yeah.
reasonable
Yeah.
expectation. You are invisible, but you are not immune to
Oh, yeah.
detection through
Right.
proximity, right? Like if I'm invisible and I walk behind Toast's chair, if I'm a foot away from him, he's still gonna be like, what the fuck is that? So
That
I
is
say
absolutely
s-
fair. Yeah.
I say we go, and then once we get there, we'll have a better lay of the land, and then we strike.
So we
What time
down
we
to
hitting
three
it?
plans.
okay. Yep.
I
What
think we
time
have
do you
two
want to go? Do
plans.
you want to go right now? Do you want to go later? That's very important. What time you're going to be going?
Let's
Front
start.
door,
I've,
back door.
I would volunteer that we should stake it out tonight, see what the night cycle looks like, and plan to stay wherever we're at for a little bit of time so we can see maybe where the transition to the morning shift looks like. If we think that we can afford that time. The other big factor here is if we think that he's going to be alive that long.
I mean, frankly, if he's going to be dead, he's already going to be dead.
I would
I
prefer
mean,
if we
in
saved
terms
him
of
on
like
a
the day,
personal
right?
level,
Like, in
you
terms
know?
of the day, right? Like,
Sure.
Well, what's her face wasn't dead. They were beating the shit out of her.
Well, she was
There's a good
going to be
chance-
soon, though. She was going to be.
I don't know. She kind of seems sassy. Like she would just
I like
stick
it.
around because she wants to be, that person.
Seems sassy.
Remember
Talking to a
in
child.
the
Don't be
way that
sassy.
they were talking to her, it did not feel like she was long for this world. If we actually, if I'm modest, I think we got pretty lucky she wasn't killed or dead when we got there. I think that was actually very serendipitous, all things considered.
That may have been not the initial plan of the DM,
Not bad.
and he just kind
I
of.
don't know. I mean, I think we go, and then once we're there, if it feels right, and we go in. Otherwise, we wait. I'm more of a vibes guy.
You feel things.
We fucking
right? 'Cause
know.
You're
Yeah.
outside your body. You feel
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't want to rush anybody, but we could talk in circles all
all right,
day.
Oh,
I got
yeah.
one small thing that I
I
want
think
to
we
take
should go.
care
Go
of
ahead.
before we're done here. All right.
Mhm.
First off, DM, do I know what manner of door we have on the roof there? Like, because it's locked, what is it locked by?
Sure. So it is a security door, maybe not quite to the level that the one on the ground floor looks like, but it is very much an electronic maglock that is
Maglock, right? So a sequencer
reasonable.
would be what a physical device that someone would use for it.
Correct, unless you have access to some sort of computer equipment with inside
Awesome.
that allows you to have
I'm
access to
gonna
them.
give Night Sprinter my sequencer and show him how to use it, in case for whatever reason I can't fucking open that door.
Sure.
Oh, when we
For
go
those-
there,
for everybody here, just so that makes sense, right? Like a maglock is essentially requires an electronic code to enter, and normally that's stored on a physical device. And so what DK is giving them is essentially a lockpick for electronic doors,
Yeah.
basically.
Interesting. It's almost like having you assist me with this technology and stuff, almost like you're an oracle. I don't know why that came to mind just now. Be a dark sort of assailant in the night, and this voice, and with a larger understanding of technology, being an oracle for me in that
you can
situation.
fucking call me Barb. All right, let's get going.
wait, are we gonna like hang out in like a nearby building? Is that the plan?
I thought so. Yeah.
Darb doesn't do very well with waiting around for
So
a plan
tell
to come
me-
together.
So you have access to cameras around the area. You know that there are buildings around it. This is not a vacant area of Seattle. So I will say that there is a restaurant within a block's distance that you could maybe sit down and watch the outside of. and maybe walk past this place on the street without looking like you're staring at a building casing it from directly across.
Sure.
But if you want to get any sort of closer like look where you're really staring at or checking out or investigating, you may need to look into potentially going invisible, finding some means to investigate it without like there isn't a empty building with a second story that you can stare out the window and check this place out with binoculars, unless you're potentially willing to convince, sneak, or make your way onto the roof of an adjoining building, which may have
considering
comfortable.
I say considering we've been planning for like 30 minutes to get into one building, I don't want to do a new plan to get into a different building right now. So
that's a fair point, but I just wanted to like this is the city. This is not random broken rooftop.
Yeah, makes sense.
If you're going like you don't go to Target and be like, I'll just stand on the Walmart's roof right over there when they have just like, come on in.
Oh, look,
we don't like the Target people.
Darby's hungry, so a restaurant sounds good.
And our plan was originally going to be to have the two of you scoping it. It was going to be potentially DK looking at the situation and then Chance looking at it through the spiritual lens. Actual eyes on the site. I don't think we're getting there until the moment. So,
okay, so we're gonna say it's 5 o'clock right now. Is that when you would like to go to dinner in the city?
I usually eat around 7, but I can eat.
Well, we still have to get
Early
there.
bird special.
We're on our way. You know.
Hey, anybody want to call for reservations? Or?
Order. Get a table.
I think it's important to establish what time you would like to start casing a joint.
Do we have an idea? We have a general idea of when it would stop operating as a business. Like when would they close their door?
They stop taking foot traffic. I'll give you.
Yeah, it's on the window as we walk by.
He could have said that.
Just like from general knowledge, if we had an idea.
This is a regular office, and with a quick search, DK could find that there are hours of operation.
Yeah, fucking Google Map search.
Yeah. So basically, at 8 p.m. they stop doing business.
I feel like if we go at like 7 or 6:30, like is this a little bit of, or is that 2 or 6?
Depends on how fast the service is. But
I think I would like us to be there and casing the joint as soon as possible because I want to know if he's alive still. I want to know if he's around.
Yeah, I'm with you, brother.
Because the other thing we don't know is he could be transferred from this facility. He could be killed. There's a number. There's a number of factors. What Darb said 4 hours ago.
All right.
I mean, I think at this point too, if we get there and he's not there, he's dead, then we just leave or something. Like,
oh no, I think we should still go in there and get info. Oh, I think we should still.
Keep in mind, there are 2 keywords that are tied to Renraku that you are aware of, that you also may need potential information of.
Thon.
Oh, Thom and Alicia.
Magic song.
Not to say it's the only way to acquire that information, but
good point.
They seem to be interested.
I guess I would say
what we're getting paid for is that information. That's theoretically what we're getting paid for, is gathering the intel.
It's the figuring out what happened and then following through on potentially Michael's stuff, should it make sense to.
The money.
All right, so 5 o'clock, we're going.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, let's fucking go. Where the fuck is Raj?
Okay. You dial up.
Could we bring a rope?
Hey, are you? I think one of you has a rope. I think.
I definitely
have. I have multiple ropes.
You know what?
Yeah.
Oh, this is okay. Otherwise, this is a stocked safe house. There's a fucking cabinet with some rope in it, but just they have an armory. There's a rope cabinet.
Yeah.
Every cabinet.
I'll take some.
You and your fucking rope.
Like fucking finally.
I'm nesting, guys. I've already got like a gun wall set up. Like I've got the
you
whole
can never
nine.
find good rope anymore.
They only pay for a rope. They come in and they refill the rope every week.
Exactly.
Okay. So you call up Raj. Raj
medical
like,
aid.
Hey guys, you ready to move out?
I think we are.
Raj, where's my food?
We're gonna
You really want to
go
food?
get.
I'm sorry, I thought you were joking. After you asked for what was that? Beef tacos?
I lose like 22
Darb,
of them as
Darb,
well.
we're gonna
if
go
I
get food right.
remember.
We're gonna get food right now, Darb. It's all right.
Raj, I would need you to pick us up at the earliest convenience to take us to said restaurant near location.
Fuck that. Get
Sure,
over
I'm
here,
just down
goddammit.
I said it's earliest convenience. I'm being polite.
Yeah.
What is the restaurant we're going
sorry.
to? What food do they serve?
I think it's a diner.
It's a diner.
Oh.
Hey, we got a life on the
Pancakes.
line. We got to go.
So Roger's like, I'll come pick you up, but I'd like a police from the small one.
Hey, Darb, say please.
Please.
There you go.
Good enough. So he arrives. Specifically, he calls you when he arrives and says, I'm going to be in a different car. It sounds like you guys are doing something, and I like that car. So just so that you're aware, I'll be down in the black sedan.
All right,
And
back
so
to them. Let's
it's a black sedan. It's very nondescript. It's passable as that you look around the city and you'd see hundreds of these. This is kind of your nondescript general ass vehicle. It is not as troll sized. Like it's cramped. You guys are having trouble getting in. He's not exactly comfortable driving it, but if there's questions about it, they won't think troll driver immediately. So
Makes sense.
it does the job. He drives you to a nice little place called Bill's Bar and Grill. Just
Nice.
happens to be down the street from the Renraku building. They serve a lot of the corporate customers in this particular little industrial complex. You walk in and you see suits that are eating food. They're done with their day. You see just your random sort of assortment of humans. There's actually a couple of elves over in the corner, and they're looking very mighty businesslike and uptight. And there's just a lady behind the diner counter. It's kind of meant to look retro, so it does give off a diner feel, even though everything is very much 2070 in actual functionality.
Is there a hostess or is it kind of a seat yourself place?
It's a walk up to the diner, ask for it, she'll walk it out to you when it's ready. Not a huge place.
Okay. Is there any table that's even somewhat not next to somebody else?
Yep. So I will say there is a convenient booth in the corner that would fit
Perfect.
enough people. And they have glass walls, so everything is viewable to the foot traffic outside.
Cool. I mean, looks like a good spot. I'll
It
say
seems
it like under my
perfect for a
breath.
meeting outside of the building you want to scope out.
Yeah.
I'm taking the window seat.
This sounds good. I like the aisle more anyway.
Are we in an airplane?
All right, we sit down. I'll go and I'll talk to the person behind the counter and let them if you guys are gonna do their thing.
She has a little name tag that says Mary, and she's got a "What can I get for you?"
And I'll just be like, oh, like, hey, like, how's it going? You know, got a buddy, big appetite over there. So we're gonna need quite a few things, and I'm gonna order like, I'm gonna order like a meal for everybody, and then I'm gonna order like 2 or 3 like big stacks of pancakes for Darb.
Very nice. All right, are you paying for this, or am I splitting the bill? I hate to
I
split
guess
bills,
they always
but I'll
put
do it if you want.
they've always put the bill on me. I can take it.
Yumi,
All right.
place my hand on your shoulder. Yumi, you don't need to order for me. I don't eat food made by other people.
Darn Canadian.
Okay. Well, Alex, in case he changes his mind, we'll just take that anyway. Thank you. Make it easy for you.
All right, it'll
I ain't
be
even
over in a
convinced he's got a
moment,
mouth.
sweetie.
All right.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
I'm
you
gonna
like
keep her
to know,
distracted a
Weather
little
Boy?
bit while if Nas has to do his thing or whatever.
So what would you like? You're here. You have access to the area. What would you like to do?
I would like to put some food on a fork and try to airplane it in tonight's Printer's Mount.
The food hasn't arrived yet. She just went to cook it. Well,
Damn
she
it!
was not cooking it. She put it in the order.
I'll
Wait on that.
Nas, you
Yeah.
doing your thing first?
Yeah, I think we should. Well, it's up to you. No, let's have you take a look first, and then I'll do mine. That doesn't pay for both of us to be fucking out of body at the same time.
Good point.
Shouldn't you be in the bathroom? Don't do it out here.
Yeah. Is there a newspaper?
Hold up a newspaper.
There are no physical newspapers in the diner of 2070.
It's a diner. I thought there would be. I'll just kind of put my head down and be like, I'm just gonna put my head down and pretend like I'm the menu. I'm gonna put my head down and pretend like I'm sleeping, and she's like, if she asks, just say I had a long day, and I'll just put my head down and pretend like I'm sleeping, and I'm gonna first, can I ascertain if there's anybody in this very building that is magically
The one
inclined?
you are in?
Yes. Before I like do this, is there like
one of the elves
somebody
in
else
the corner is awakened?
Okay.
But they don't seem to be. They're eating. You don't get the sense that they're paying attention or care.
Okay. Well, since he doesn't care, I'll whisper that to them and be like, hey, if that guy takes a notice to me, we might be in trouble, but we'll be all right. And just I'm gonna pretend to fall asleep and astrally project.
Okay. Where are you going?
I'm gonna head towards the building. Is from just the outside, any kind of increased presence in terms of awakened, any magically inclined?
At this point, there is no awakened individuals. From what you can see, foot traffic is maybe slowing down a little bit. You're moving towards kind of the evening hours and kind of end of day, but there are still people going into the building. There are still people leaving the building. There is no awakened presence as you're aware of at this time.
Okay. I'm gonna make this kind of quick. I'm gonna go to the side of the building where we think like that more heavily armored rooms are like on this side, and it was over on the left side or whatever. I'm gonna just from the outside, I'm gonna pop up, and I'm just gonna try to. I'm not in the room itself, in the hallway outside of it, like kind of the stairwell there. Go in through the wall. I can just go through the wall.
Sure.
I believe when I'm actually projecting.
You can.
And then I'm gonna be a little bit more cautious at this point because if I could, yes. I'm gonna just zoom in and zoom out.
Good. As you approach so you're talking about, and let me bring you to the map here. So you're talking about actually kind of investigating, if you will. Oh, 1 second, where the crap is it? Nope, that's the atrium. There we go. Why can't I activate it? There it is.
Activate.
Okay. So you're talking about this map here, correct?
Yeah, and I'm gonna kind of
essentially you're coming out of the stairwell towards the reinforced area, and you can sense. Actually, give me a magical sensing for the area.
All right. No whammies.
So I should not just give you this. You should work for it.
He works hard for the sensing. Hey,
Three's plenty. You sense a shimmer to the walls that are in this reinforced area, and you can tell that this is a magical barrier. It is not. It is not impermeable from a magical perspective, but it would alert someone if someone crossing through this area. The mage that placed it would be alerted.
Sure. And then if I go just like kind of peek around the corner over like to here, I can't see through it. It's not like a glass wall or anything.
No, it's got this shimmer to it that is imperceptible through it.
Okay. And everything else in the top
and this kind of floor basically three sort of rooms here. Everything else is mundane that you can see. The mage that had set this is not currently in the area.
Okay, that's all I need to know, and I'm zipping right back.
Fair.
Get back to my body and kind of give like a little bit of a stretch, and I'll be like, yeah. So I kind of tell them like, those rooms are magically warded. I cannot get into them without alerting whoever put up those wards.
What's the ETA on anybody who we alert?
Yeah, are they at
I mean, I didn't have a sense of where that mage would be at. That being said, there is one inside of this building.
So from above the table, the alert would be immediate. A response would require wherever they currently are and whatever they can muster.
Right. Yeah. So the mage would be alerted right away, and then whatever they would do would probably be pretty quick, I would assume. I don't think I want to take that risk right now if we aren't in place for some kind of immediate assault from you guys.
Yeah, no, you're right. But you weren't able to
get away.
You weren't able to get any specs on Josh?
No, I can't. Once that whatever that ward is, I couldn't penetrate the ward.
All right, fair enough. Well, fucking tag, I'm in, eh?
Guess so. It looks like we're going in the back hard and fast.
All right. So I'm gonna try to run silent, hot sim, sneak myself in there, see if I can't get access to internal cameras.
All right, so you essentially go Matrix, and you are accessing the Renraku host in this vicinity. From outside, it is basically a red, almost. One second here. I don't want to use the wrong language. That would be horrible. Yeah. Okay. It is basically almost like this red dojo in appearance. I had to make sure that was Japanese for a moment. Like it is it has barred doors to it. It has the Renraku logo across the bars. It has almost like a feudal Japan style filigree on the roof. And there is essentially nothing on the outside. Or sorry, no, the doors are open right now because it's normal foot traffic time period. So one can walk in and do legitimate business currently. If you look through past the doors that are open, you do see what appears to be a watcher ice that is kind of in a samurai garb that is on the lookout for people doing misdeeds. Currently, I would say nothing that you would do would spark its interest. There does appear to be access to their computer network through an unsecured kind of customer level access where you could start to access, or you see that past the samurai are more protected networks that you could attempt to access. So whether you try to access it directly or make additional hops through more basic user interface kind of level, I leave that to you. How would you like to proceed?
I'm actually going to see if I can get past the samurai.
Sure. So if you want to try and get a mark on, or sorry, what specifically are you trying to do?
Well, sneak past him physically.
Sure. So you're,
However you want me to do that, I have
sure.
the hide action. I don't remember how this works.
Sure. Give me a second.
It's been.
I should have brushed up.
Yeah. So
before we
should
got
I
here,
have
And
actually.
I'll be honest, I didn't. I meant to, and I didn't. I was just
Okay, so
gonna have
hide
you
is to have them lose me if I.
Yeah, because I don't think there's a sneak past mechanic in 5e.
No, it's not like
So
a sneak. Yeah.
essentially, you are really trying to put a mark on one of those devices,
Okay.
and then they are going to do a perception check versus your uh
Stuff.
sneakiness, which
Yeah.
I gotta figure out. Yeah. So that's essentially what it would be. Is
Sneakiness.
you would take an immediate action that would be in contrast to what normal business would be. They would then be alert for identifying that something is going awry,
Copy.
and that would continue through the
So hack on the fly.
Yep.
Oh,
Now, are you going secured or not secured?
Am I going secured or not secured?
So there is a kind of basic terminal access that may require additional hops, but
Oh no, I'm going right for
you-
the. I'm going right for the secured one.
Got it. Okay. So give me a hack on the fly.
I need a token,
Oh,
if I please.
1 second. I guess I can put a token here.
I've got all of these attached to my tokens.
Didn't think about that. Here you go.
Server
You're now
room.
here.
Okay. I can't select it. Oh, I can draw. I see what's happening.
That's interesting.
Ah!
Why can you not select it?
Is it because he's on drawing?
Because I was on drawing. I got it. We're good.
Oh, okay.
Use your hour. We need
4.
to figure this out.
What?
That's a low nut. That's a low roll.
I want you to do some fucking math. What do you mean that's a low roll?
14? 4 out of 14? That's 2 out of 7. Well, you want some math on that, huh?
Yeah, keep on going with it.
And then
28%, 29 rounded up.
Anyway, watch out.
33.3.
1 second. I'm sorry. We might take a 15-minute break so I can.
Yeah, I think that if we're gonna
would be a good idea
I think-
because
yeah.
I
Hey,
need
Kix!
to counter this with the host's defense, which is going to be a number, which I don't think. Trying to determine if I'm going to just give you it because technically you would have done a matrix sense to figure out what the host value is and yada yada yada, right?
Yeah.
Like under
We didn't
normal
do it.
circumstances. I think I'm just going to give you it and say that this is a host level 4,
Okay.
which is pretty significant, right, as far as
Yeah.
corporate security goes. And then I got to figure out the role here. So we're going to take a quick. I'm gonna say 10-minute because we're already at 10. So
Yep.
let's do 10. All right.
Okay.
All right, 10 minutes on the
Be right
clock.
back. Be right back.
Sounds good. And if we're back
Silly
there, I'll
hacker.
probably be chatting and figuring things out. All right, bye.
Silly hacker. Matrix are for kids.
Matrix. Good. All right.